Welcome everyone to the Female Bodybuilding channel, and today we're joined by the queen of women's bodybuilding. Helle Trevino is in the building. How are you?
What's up, guys? How are you?
I just want to tell you quick before we ask you some questions, Helle. I was in the gym today with, do you remember Tommy Torvilson?
Yes, I remember.
He had a message for you. He said he was so impressed to see that you're still one of the best athletes in the world because you're from the same generation. He's retired now. So he just want to say he saw your Olympia, he saw you at the Olympia, and he was so proud that you're still representing Scandinavia after all these years.
Wow. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you so much.
That's for people at home who see all these new girls coming up. It's really impressive. That JB, when did you saw Helle first? What year was it?
2000. Wow, I don't know. 2005, 6, 7. Was the first time we saw on the FIBO, right? I
don't remember what year that was. It was on the FIBO. Yeah.
In Essen, yeah. No, in Essen. Yeah, in Essen.
Yeah.
First time.
I used to go to the FIBO every year when I lived in Denmark.
Yeah, this was the first time. It was in Essen. You won your first amateur show and the pro card, and then it was.
That was well, when I competed at the FIBO Pro. That was in 2011.
It was 2011, yeah. But beforehand, we saw the first time, and with the Klaus also, and the photographer.
Yeah, it's some years ago for sure.
Yeah, long time. Yeah.
And now third place at the Olympia. It's incredible. Yeah. So we haven't spoken since the Olympia. I don't want to talk so much about the Olympia because that's old news now. Helle Trevino, what's the mindset for this year? That's what we want to know.
The mindset is the same as always. I'm going in with my best. I'm coming with all the cannons and grenades and the whole artillery, and my dream is to win the Miss Olympia, so I'm gonna continue fighting for that dream, and I'm getting close.
Was there anything you would have done different that you did during the prep for this Olympia with your look? Were you happy with your look, by the way?
Yeah, there's a few things that I talked over with my coach. I think we actually need to do the opposite of not the opposite of what we did, but we need to, instead of push more, we need to back more off because we pushed really hard. Coming in as the reigning world champion, there was a lot of pressure on me, also like from myself, to go in and win again and snatch the Olympia title. So we went extremely hard, like harder than I've ever went. And I think it backfired on us. I was up doing 4 hours of cardio some days. It was typically 3 to 4, like 4 if it was at an off day. I would do 2 in the morning, 2 in the night. If it was a training day, I would maybe only do 3 hours. And most of, I would say the last 2 months was like on 0 carbs. We would have some refeeds, but I think it did not allow my body to work optimum. I think I got too stressed, too high cortisol. I had a layer of water under my skin just from stress, cortisol stress. The conditioning was awesome. Like my conditioning was really, really good. But we didn't nail it, and it can be hard to come back from, if you're really, really depleted, it can sometimes take weeks to fill up. So at the Rising Phoenix, I was a little bit on the flat side. So we carved up a lot more for the Olympia, and I ended up being too full. And so I spilled over. So we're still learning and we're still adjusting. Like both me and Shelby, we are very much like the same mentality. Like we just go. Like, we both want to win, and it's like, I don't care what it takes. Like, I really don't. Like, I told him at some point in the prep, I'm like, I don't care if I have to eat the grass. Like, just tell me how many ounces. That's how dedicated I am. Like, I don't care about pain. I don't care about how much work I have to put in. When I do a show, I'm in it to win it. And that's the mentality. And of course, you can't expect to win every show throughout your whole career. Like, no one does. So it's all about how you handle, like, getting on from there. Winning is easy. It's like a boost of confidence. It's great. You can celebrate, but losing, you got to use it constructively and not let it get you down, or, oh, we make this mistakes and, you punish yourself. And that's like the whole wrong direction to go. Like, anything that happens in the sport, I use it for motivation. So if I win, I let it motivate myself to be a great role model, a great ambassador, lead the upcoming generation. If I lose, I do the same. And I just use it for fuel, like I will go into this as this is going to be my redemption. It wasn't any bad placement being second at the Rising and third at the Olympia, but it wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't what I went for. So, I'm going to go for it this year, just smarter, not just as a bull trying to bull myself through it with just hours of cardio and no carbs. We got to work smarter and be more adjusting to the body, like what the body says, what the body needs. So work hard, but work smart. That's like the motto this year.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, we were a little bit worried because we didn't see you on Instagram. I think it was after the Olympia, was it? Or was it Rising? You took a couple of days off
I
Instagram?
had the COVID. I got the COVID at the Olympia. So I was in quarantine for 16 days. Just no training or nothing. So yeah, so I wasn't really up to a whole lot of shenanigans.
No, we were.
But I'm well now.
We were worried. We were worried that you were so upset that because we often say why you lost. We often say because you wanted it too much. Is what me and JB say. Why Helle lost? Yeah. She wanted it too much, so it backfired. Correct?
Yeah. So, but you live and you learn, and we just got to be smarter this year. And of course, I was disappointed. I was mad. I mean, when you want something really bad and you worked for it as many years as I have, of course it's a disappointment. It's just about what do you do with that disappointment? Like, do you let it just get you down and be like, oh, I ain't shit, like I'm not good? And no, you can't allow yourself to go in that mindset. It's like, allow yourself to feel the emotions that you have, whatever it's disappointment or sadness or anger, allow yourself to feel that, but use it for something constructive, so I used it just for motivation and be like, well, just got to bring a better package. I want to get back to the look I had in 2019. It was a really great look. We thought we could like surpass that with harder work, but my body was not feeling that. So, we just gotta revise the strategy a bit.
So JB and myself, we've discussed. So is this the plan? So Andrea Shaw has said, we saw the article with, I can't remember the article at Wings of Strength. She said she's going to win 8 in a row, like Lee Haney. She said that's the plan for Andrea Shaw. So me and JB are thinking, are you going to stay a little bit closer to contest shape, so you don't have to stretch so much at the end, and only do the Rising and the Olympia this year and come in fresh and bring your best package ever? Is that the plan, or are you going to compete in some of these smaller shows before?
That is the plan.
Yeah. What's the plan?
I was thinking about competing in one of the smallest show before.
No.
Just to kind of maybe try out some things with Shelby in terms of the carb up and stuff. But I'm like,
No.
I think we got it down, like we got to go back to the 2019 strategy. We changed some things drastically for last year. And I just think we already got the game plan, so we got to go back to what we know works. And I only want to do the Rising Phoenix and the Olympia and just focus full on that.
Yes. Because Andrea Shaw, she won with her, what can we say, beautiful look, with the beautiful muscles were really popping on stage and femininity and all that. And the same as you in 2019, correct?
Yes. No, she looked phenomenal. She looked really great. She really nailed the conditioning and everything. She put on exercise, and she's definitely a really great athlete. I mean, she's good for the sport, good representative. But I have that muscle maturity that you get from training for 30 years. So I'm long not said and done, and she can have her 8, but next year I'll still be in the picture and I'll get mines.
Yes, JB,
when I retire, she can win as much as she wants. But right now, I'm going hard for those titles.
JB, I'm coming from the land of men bodybuilding also, and we like a little bit of drama. And the women on camera, they don't say that much about the other competitors. So we need to start the trend where people are
throwing some shit.
Well,
I think it's also because us women, we have such a great camaraderie. Like I love Andrea. We always talk and laugh, and we go to dinner, and the same with a lot of other girls. Irene is one of my best friends. Right now, I'm in Tampa with Gina Caballero, and she's one of my great friends, and also my client. I'm here to train her. She's getting ready for the Puerto Rico with me as a coach the first time. So I'm excited to see what damage she can do. So I think the whole like throwing shit at each other, for fun, like we'll do it, but we're all really good friends.
How about Florida? I just saw pictures of Sheila Black from Tampa.
She actually moved to Arizona.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we had a training event on Sunday, so we invited everybody in the area, and I reached out to her too, but she said she moved. So
okay. So did you see the last pictures? I think she's preparing.
No, I did not, but I think she's in physique now, right?
Yeah, but I just was wondering, because she was so quiet with her. So maybe
right.
Yeah.
So how would you rate the 2020 season for women's bodybuilding, as we can say, the comeback, because you've been around for many years? How would you rate the year 2020 for women's bodybuilding historically?
Well, it was the year of the COVID. So, a lot of the shows were smaller, especially in the beginning of the year. It was hard for all of us to train. Many states were completely shut down. So it was definitely the year of the COVID. It was also the year of the return of the Miss Olympia. So it's a big year, both, with challenges, but also with happiness, like having us back. It was really a huge moment for all of us. I think even some of us cried a little bit backstage. Like we were really happy to be back. So it's definitely going to be a monumental year. In terms of like competitors numbers, I see 2021 as being the year, because a lot of people took the year off last year because it was hard to, everybody wants to bring their best, and they don't want to come in a year and be like, not 100%, because they couldn't train 100%. They had to do some garage training and maybe a little rubber band training at home, and which is fine for keeping in shape, but not for a professional bodybuilder. It's really difficult. So I think with a lot of people sitting 2020 out, I think a lot of athletes will be back in 2021. So things are starting opening up again. I'm back at goals. So I'm really looking forward to see what this year has to bring.
Well, it's a little bit mixed feelings with that. First of all, I think it's a little bit better than you said, because when we met you in 2000, remember we met you in Romania 2018, and I think it was barely 3 women bodybuilding shows in the world. Maybe not even that. It was in 2020. I think we had at least 8 or 9 women bodybuilding shows. The shows were streamed. The girls were on different like muscle development, RX muscle, different channels came up. That was before it was female bodybuilding, of course. Before it was more of a, what can we say? Well, anyway, it was. Now it's in every channel, and if you look at the views on women's bodybuilding compared to men's physique, classic, bikini, it's twice as much.
Yeah, I've seen some of the videos, also some of the videos you guys put up, and also in other places. Like women's bodybuilding has become really popular. It's really great to see. I mean, and I meet people all the time. Like as late as yesterday, I met a guy at the gym, and he was like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad Olympia is back, and I just never like to see it not being there." And that's the attitude I meet from everybody. Everybody is like really super happy that it's back, and they feel that it adds something to the Olympia weekend, which I totally agree on. I mean, we are special. It's like seeing that much muscle on a woman. I think it's admirable. I mean, I'm just remembering back to, when I was a fan. I mean, I'm still a fan of the sport, and I was watching the shows. Like, I was like, once the women were on, it was like, wow, like the men was wow too, but you see it a little bit more often, where with women's bodybuilding, it's like, wow, that's crazy. Like a woman with that much muscle. I mean, I still get just intrigued and excited when I see great muscle on a female.
Who excites you? Who do you get excited over of the younger generation coming up? She doesn't need to be the top 10 girl yet, but who excites you? Who do you think is going to be really dangerous in the next 3 or 4 years? Is there anyone we should pay extra close attention to, according to you?
I don't really want to single anyone out. I think there's a lot of great talents, and I'm horrible with names. I see girls on Instagram, and I was like, oh, wow, she's a great talent. Oh, look at her. And sometimes it's also a little bit body parts. It can be hard on Instagram to see the whole picture if they haven't competed yet. You see the great quads or something, and you see great shoulders. And sometimes, I'm also surprised, like, haven't you seen someone on Instagram? You're like, wow, she's gonna like rip the show. And then you see her on stage and you're like,
What?
what was I thinking? And I'm not bringing this up to diss anyone, but I'm bringing this up also, to tell the girls, don't believe everything you see on Instagram. Don't get encouraged like this. What do you say? don't let yourself lose your courage or your mojo. Everybody is taking pictures and videos in the best lighting, showing their best sides, and maybe it's like the best photos out of 20. I mean, I do it too. Like, I take photos of myself, and some of them are like, oh, that was not a good angle. Like, you don't look good. And I pick the best photo to post. Everybody does. Just keep believing in yourself, keep working, don't let yourself get down on what you see on Instagram. And, we all have those moments where you think, oh, everybody is so much better than me. Will I ever reach my dreams or my goals? We can't afford to have those kind of thoughts. We just gotta believe, push forward, and think this is gonna happen. Positive manifestation.
So JB,
that's anyway my recipe for success.
JB, to sum it up, Helle is doing Rising Phoenix and the Olympia. She's going to she's going to come in. Tell us, give us a resume. What's going to happen? How's this year going to happen for Helle this year?
Well, right now I'm just working on shape and size. I was told that, I shouldn't really get any bigger. But, I don't mind getting a little bigger. I love size.
Nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. And I love size. And I feel like as long as it's aesthetically pleasing, I don't see anything can be too muscular. So I'm still working on size in the right areas, of course. A little bit more cap on the delts, a little bit more lat width, some more peaks on my biceps. It's detail work. It's like, I already got the size and the density. So it's really like what I'm doing now is like I'm molding the sculpture and putting a little bit here, putting a little there. I'm working a lot on waist training to get the waist in and nice and small and tight. So right now I'm just molding the sculpture, and then when we come to, let me see, June, July, August, we're probably gonna start beginning of May, June, July, August. Yeah, the Rising Phoenix is 11th of September, so we'll probably start like real tough prep beginning of May. So right now I am working with Shelby, and I'm on a meal plan, but with a lot of more carbs that I would have on a diet in a diet phase.
Well, we hope you can enjoy the few months you have left to now because we know how you are on your diet, on your train when you're going all in. So we hope you can enjoy life a little bit. We want to see you happy, and we want to see we're going to talk before, of course, Rising, but we want to thank you for being a great representative for the sport, and we can't wait for this Rising, Helle.
Yeah.
We can't wait.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm excited. I feel like I know exactly what we're going to do. We have the exact plan. We're not going to stray away from it. And, from 19, there will be 2 more years of training until Rising 21. So I'm not in doubt that I'll be better than 19 because I would have 2 more years that I've trained and worked on my physique. And we know the game plan. We're not going to try and invent it again or try something new. I think we went there already. So, we got it down, and I'm confident I'll come in with the look of 19 with some improvements.
And with that, thank you very much for your time, Helle, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you very much. And guys, if
Helle.
you want to follow me, go on Helle Trevino on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and see my latest updates.
Yeah,
we're going to post all those links in. That's why we don't say it, because we already edited it in. So don't worry.
You're the best.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Female bodybuilding channel. is Helle Trevino. And remember to
Subscribe. Oh, yeah.
Welcome everyone to the Female Bodybuilding channel. And today we have one of AJ's absolute favorite athletes in the world right now, Reshanna Boswell. How are you?
I am good. I'm doing very well.
JB, remember I called you middle of the night about 2 weeks ago? And I said, JB, there must have been a mistake, JB. I called him 2 at night, Reshanna. And I said, JB, am I dreaming or where is Reshanna on this ambassador list?
Yeah.
And JB said, no, you're not dreaming. And I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. What happened?
Well, no comment. We were very disappointed. Well, it is what it is.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
We saw you compete a lot last year. We saw you getting better and better, and the placings got better and better. And we were on your team. And walk us through 2020 season for you, Reshanna.
It was a good year, considering everything. 4 shows total with the Olympia. 2 seconds, 1/3, Omaha. Ended up doing Omaha, just kind of, it was the first thing available, and we didn't know if we were getting any more shows. And since we had one, it was like take advantage of it. And I had been dieting, leading up to that point anyway, and then we had to kind of pull it back a bit. So we were kind of back and forth. And Shelby's like, I can get you ready. Let's just do it. Now or never. Let's just do it. So, yeah, I'm glad we did it. Definitely glad we did it.
You got second to Andrea Shaw?
Yes. Which,
yes.
Hey, that's Miss Olympia, so I guess. Yeah.
That's a good placing. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And next show was?
Did we do Savannah? Savannah was after that. And yeah, we did Savannah. So Savannah took 3rd. Behind Kim Buck.
Kim and Ladon, was it Ash Adley?
No, Ash. That's Ash. Ash won that show.
Yeah.
So yeah, right behind, with Shelby as well. So, so yeah, finished 3rd there. And then we ended up, we did Chicago, which I always have it's my home show, so I'm always in a good place there. So a very close second. So we missed that one by a point. So.
Reshanna, that was more than JB. You should have seen me because when the shows are streamed, JB, I go crazy on DMs. So I was like, Reshanna, you got this. Easy win. I said, and I put in my stories, people could vote, and you maybe lost. The back double by maybe to Teresa, but the rest was How did you take that loss?
I've never I'm one of those. I go with the judge's decision. I always feel like I can always be better. You can always be better. So, but this one I was kind of like, hey, I gave you everything I had. So,
yeah.
We thought we had it. To be completely honest, we thought we had it. I was a little upset about it. I called Shelby immediately afterwards. He's like, it is what it is. We're still going to the Olympia. He's like, but you have to win every single pose. For me to get a win, I have to win every single pose. And I lost the rear double bicep. So I said, okay, let's not let that happen again. So we're working on that. But that was kind of, and there's only so much I could do about it. I mean, I had some other stuff going on in the season and was just trying to push through. So I couldn't train as well as I wanted to train. So, it is what it is. So that was a pose that cost me that show, I believe. So, yeah.
So how did you feel going into Olympia? The first of all, how long have you been the women's bodybuilding Olympia? Is that a show that means something to you before? Have you followed the sport before you started it? Or what does that mean to you?
I followed it. I had switched over for women's physique, and part of me switching over in Puerto Rico last year when I did women's physique, and I took second there in Puerto Rico. After that show, I sat and Linda talked to me, like we sat down and we talked for maybe, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes. And she's like, and she told me that, Miss Olympia, like, it's coming back and we're bringing it back, and, you're bigger than physique. She told me to switch, and, Linda said switch. And I was like, all right, let me think about it. Let me, finish out the season and make the switch. And I think it was a good switch. I feel good about it. I mean, I just feel good about it. I just feel like I feel good here. All the ladies are awesome. They get along. They're not like catty. It's, they just get along, and everyone's just kind of, it's a very unique group, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. And I felt like I belonged here. The placings in 2020 showed that I belonged in women's bodybuilding, I think. So, yeah, I think I'm going to stay here. So
the Olympia, JB, what were your opinion on Reshanna's Olympia look?
Yeah. Okay, it was a long time ago, but okay. I was pleased with the shape. Very good. The improvement was very good from the last show before Olympia, and I say, wow, Reshanna, impressive.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I still need, I talked to the judges after the show, and I talked to Sandy. I always check in with Sandy at the end of the year. She's the one that will always give you feedback. She's been really good over the years for me. And I shoot her an email, and she knows you. She sent me back pictures of me, and kind of told me what to work on and to critique, and and it's just adding more detail, adding more size, adding more thickness. Which for me is just kind of still getting out of the women's physique mindset, changing up my diet, changing up some of my exercising, more compound movements, and just kind of making that switch over to women's bodybuilding. But the extra food will come, the exercise will come, it'll come. So, but yeah, this is definitely a good switch. I felt good about the Olympia. I felt good about the look that we brought. I think I did gain muscle and get a little bit bigger and thicker as the season went on.
Definitely.
So yeah, I mean, it's rough when you're doing 3 and 4 shows, and then 6 weeks later it's like, bam, it's the Olympia. When you're going in on points, it just you're competing all season. So I'd love to get to a point where we knock it down the show each year. Last year I did 5 shows in total with the Olympia. This year, 2020 I did 4 shows. I'm hoping this year we get a 1 and a done, or at least 2 shows and a break maybe before you get there. So we'll see how it goes.
I was very happy with the Olympia because after a long season, your best look was at the end of the year.
Yeah.
In COVID, wait, you have a small child? Don't you have a small child also?
2.
You got 2 kids.
Yeah, twins.
So that's not easy. And you brought your best look, and you beat all those girls that she wasn't supposed to beat you because you got 10th, correct? Exactly. 10th place.
Yeah, 9th. I finished 9th. Yeah, so that was good. I felt good about it. The goal was making the top 10, and we did that. So that was the cap of the season. I mean, I felt good about the season. I really did. Kind of looking forward to it.
And your smile improved greatly after each show. I'm always JB. Sometimes I say, Reshanna, you have to practice your smile.
You know what? My coaches say that all the time. Like, smile, you get out of your head. I'm like, I'm thinking about my next move here, and so it's like, get out of your head and just flow and just kind of let go. So it's like, yeah.
So now we are 2021. We are in March, and what's the plan now? Because you're not qualified for the Olympia. Mm-hmm. So what's the plan?
Right now, still technically kind of in off season, just keeping a diet really clean, keeping the calories high. Doing a lot of rehab work right now. Kind of working on some injuries that I had coming off last season that I don't want to bring into this season. So I'm just doing some rehab work now, some recovery work. But the diet is good. Diet is pretty spot on. Probably won't hit stage. I'm looking at the Chicago Pros, most likely be the first show. July, August, kind of be where everything will kind of get revved up. There's a few shows in July, so you'll see me in July and August. Chicago, I want that win in Chicago. I can't even lie. I want Chicago. So I'll take it in Atlanta, but that's I think the Chicago will most likely be the first show. I'll check in with Shelby, in another month or so and kind of touch base with him, see what he thinks. Just kind of getting through the rest of this recovery time and kind of let my body rest and heal. It took a pretty good beating last year, so yeah.
Yeah, because you need a little bit of a rest now, because that was a long run, huh?
Yeah, I did. I ended up, and I had a pretty bad injury that I competed through most of the season. So, and like Shelby knew, I had shoulder surgery at the very end of December, right after the Olympia.
Wow.
Yeah. So for me, just made 2020 even a bigger year. I ended up suffering an injury like in March, and told Shelby, he's like, well, we're going to try to fight through it. So I ended up having a torn rotator cuff.
Wow.
And competed with a torn rotator cuff in all 4 shows.
Wow. So you competed with this injury through all these shows, huh? And still brought your freshest look at the Olympia.
So more than happy. We ended up a lot of physical therapy. I was in physical therapy for about 4 months before the surgery. So as soon as the injury happened, intensive physical therapy 3 times a week, 90-minute sessions, just to get some range of motion to hit the poses. Working very closely with Kenny. I know everyone works with Kenny. He's, the posing guru.
Yeah.
But he really, really, really is, to the point that we were able to pose me in a way that I could literally get into the poses and not have it be so painful and be able to not look like it was painful on stage. So he really works some magic, and he knows how to pose you in a certain way to get it done. And it was, so between him and my physical therapist, we made it through the season. And then I flew back home. We got back home the 21st. That following Monday, I had surgery. So we had it immediately, just so we had enough recovery time with the doctors and getting everything cleared and getting back in the gym and getting everything rehabbed. So I was back. Physical therapy started 1 week after the surgery. So I'm about 10 weeks or so post surgery. So I have another 2 to 3 weeks before I get fully cleared to the gym. But they're not worried. My therapists aren't worried. It's a really solid team getting me back ready to go and for the season. The therapists were awesome. They were really awesome. I'm like, look, we're shooting for July, August. They already have the shows. They're like, we got you. So, I feel really good. It's a nice little break for my body. I needed to have the surgery done. And that was kind of what I said. Like I said, with the season, I couldn't train how I wanted to train with this type of injury. It was really the muscle that I built in the off season was what carried me through 2020. I had a very, very solid off season. I mean, my weight gets about 180, 185. Well, we dieted that down to about 165, and then it held, and it just got stronger and stronger. And even the doctors were impressed. They're like, we don't even know how you're performing right now. It's because of the amount of muscle that you have. And they were just, the doctors were like, you're just not, like, it was so funny, like on the MRIs, they're like, you're not a normal case. This is crazy.
Yes, you got fantastic genetics. That's why, JB, each time Reshanna's on stage, don't I text you like, oh, look at them, look at the shape, look at the muscle bellies, huh? This is what beautiful skin, and it's just fantastic. Yeah. And also, you also have a full-time job as a personal trainer, or?
Personal trainer. Our kids were actually born on the day of the pandemic, the day of the shutdown. So our twins just turned 1. Like, they were babies for COVID. So it was a crazy year.
Did you get any sleep during prep? Are they up all night crying, or?
They were up a lot. My sleep was when we went out of town for shows, and that was my actual
Man. You've been through a lot, but it makes you stronger, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we will see you in Chicago. That's a guarantee?
That is a guarantee, for sure. That's my show.
What's the date?
That is coming in July, end of July, the 23rd, I believe. Yeah, they moved it to the end of July. Yeah.
When does the prep start officially?
May. I'm only in about 8 weeks. I'm actually in a really good spot with my weight right now. I was up until about 180. Post surgery, I dropped down to about 170. Weights, and that's just, that happens. Back up to a good 175. So I feel good. My body fat's still pretty low. We're in a good spot. The food's back up, the calories are back up. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this, about the next time that you guys see me on stage for sure. Yeah.
Before we go, what improvements will we see in Chicago? Because you're going to win it. We know this. But what improvements are we going to see from Reshanna in 2021 at Chicago?
Bigger, drier, smaller waist.
JB, bigger, drier, and a smaller waist.
Yeah.
Promising.
That's very promising. That's very promising. Do you have any sponsors at all, Reshanna?
I'm with Champion Bred. They're an awesome clothing line. I'm repping them now. They even have the kiddos a bunch of clothes en route as well. My jewelry sponsor, that's Michelle Brent. Brett's Bling. Champion Bred here. My suit sponsor, Laura Richards. Phoenix Designs, everyone knows. And, you know, the best water on the planet, Northern Chill.
Yeah. We saw the Northern Chill. Yep.
Yeah.
Every female bodybuilder has a couple of cases of those Northern Chill right now, correct?
Absolutely.
Oops.
Okay, we will add in your Instagram so people can follow you there.
Yeah.
And thank you very much for being what can we say? A very positive addition to the 2020 season, Reshanna. We enjoyed it.
Thank you guys so much. And I'll get some footage sent over to you guys. I appreciate you guys so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.